And joining us now is Senator Kirsten Gillibrand. She's chair of the Armed Services Committee's Subcommittee on Emerging Threats and Capabilities and is on Senate Intelligence. And, Senator, if any of these three objects over this weekend came from China, what is your takeaway? Is this a major provocation?
So obviously the concern is that China's been using technology such as these balloons to spy on American bases. And so we don't know who's behind the most recent three that we have shot down, but we will. We are tracking them all. We are going to recover them, and we will have knowledge about what technology was used and what the purpose of that is. So, Andrea, we don't know yet whether this will be deemed a further provocation or not. But I can tell you the importance of the work we've been doing over the 2 years has put us in a position where we can actually track these kinds of unidentified aerial phenomenon. We created a whole new part of the Department of Defense called AARO, which is given the responsibility of tracking and scientifically analyzing all unidentified aerial phenomenon. It makes sure that service members who report these kinds of sightings cannot be retaliated against, cannot be dismissed or undermined in any way, and that it's encouraging reporting. We have since already reviewed over 300 of these sightings, and the vast majority of them were balloon technology. Some were drone technology, and some are still unidentified. But because we've been doing this work over the last 2 years, it's why we can now trace and track these different types of devices. Not all of them are going to be reconnaissance devices. Some will be weather devices. Some will be absolutely benign. And the importance is that we actually protect our civilian airspace and also above civilian airspace from reconnaissance type activity of the first balloon.
Have you had any briefing, first of all, and any knowledge that you have that any of these three others subsequent to the Chinese balloon are Chinese related or state actors?
Not yet. We don't have the intelligence or briefing yet about what they are because they're being collected. We know the one that was shot down over the coast of Alaska. It's really hard to get something that's deep in this kind of water, ice water that has very rough seas. It's very hard to collect that. Certainly we can get the one over the Yukon. We can get the one over Lake Huron. Those will be recovered in the next day or two.
And when we talk about all of these sightings now, why suddenly are we taking action? Are we trigger happy? Is this partly political because of the, obviously, awareness and the concerns that have been raised about what happened with the China balloon going across the whole country? But all of a sudden, we're seeing so many incidents. Are you satisfied as to why?
So, yeah, I mean, the first incident was at 60,000 feet. And
right.
That is an area where we are now tracking because of the AARO office, and we are assessing. But we don't have a policy yet to decide what are you doing with anything at that level, because it's above commercial airspace but below space. And so I think it was something that we had to analyze. What is the appropriate response here? And that's why we made a deliberative decision to take it down when it could come down in a place where we knew we could recover it, number one, and where we knew it would be safe. These three most recent examples, they were all within commercial airspace. We already have a policy there that commercial airspace cannot be used for this kind of effort, whatever it is, whether it's reconnaissance, whether it's mapping. And so we followed our policy and took those down. I think the reason we were able to see them so quickly is because now we're looking for it specifically. But that's what this AARO office has been doing. They've already analyzed over 300 of these over the last couple of decades, in the last year and a half. And a good number of them, over 100, were balloons. So we are tracking these kinds of technologies and seeing who does them. We need to know what our adversaries are capable of. We need to know what China's doing, Russia's doing, Iran's doing. We need to know what kind of drone technology they're using. Several dozen were drones. And so this is what we have to do to maintain our national security and have an understanding of what our adversaries are doing on an intelligence gathering basis.
From your work on the Senate Intelligence Report on UFOs, are you satisfied that we are closing the gap on what the Pentagon is calling domain awareness, that we're improving our radar and we're identifying what is commercial, what is potentially foreign state actor, what is a threat, what isn't a threat.
That's the whole purpose of this office that I set up, Andrea.
Yeah.
The whole point is we weren't focusing on it, and we saw a lot of objects around military bases without not knowing, is it drone technology? Is it an adversary? Who's sending this? What are they able to do with it? And when service members came forward over the last decade with these sightings, they were not treated well. They were often dismissed as you know, being irresponsible and trying to talk about UFOs. Well, the fact is they're just unidentified, and they're probably from our adversaries. So we need to have domain awareness, and it's a national security priority. Now, we haven't analyzed everything. There's still about 100 that we still aren't sure what it is, but every time we evaluate this on a scientific basis and look at different types of radar and different types of video from different types of aircraft, whether it's civilian or military, we can make a better scientific assessment about what it is, and then have an awareness of how a balloon travels through the sky so we can actually understand what the likely trajectory is. That makes it easier to spot these devices and to be able to assess them more quickly.